So this was the Great Western Trail El Paso. So this is a shorter version of the big game. And it truly is a shorter version. You know, it's not exact, but it has some neat things that the big game doesn't have, which I really, really liked. Now, I had passed up buying this game because, of course, I'm trying not to buy every version of games I love. But this one kept coming up on lists and list after list after list, and the solo mode. And then I was, oh, solo mode? Okay, I'm going to get this game. Um, the production is not great in this game. Other than like the game board is like a cloth mat, which is actually kind of neat.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, it's I mean the tokens. There's like the only wood in this game are the meeples, which are actually really nice. But everything else is cardboard. Even like in the big game where you would have little discs, these are cardboard discs. So I pulled my discs and coins and things out from my big game to put in this one just for better presentation and just for more fun. So what you're doing in this is a similar thing. You are going around a rondel to different buildings and then ending up in El Paso. I guess you're ending up in different spots there, but this one is where you will sell your cows. Now, the one big difference is you only get $5 when you go to El Paso. It's not depending on the cows you have. Um, the cow count is just going to depend on like however many cows, different cow values you have will depend on where you get to put your little token. So kind of your like certificate kind of thing. Now you can still gain certificates like you can in the big game. You can exchange cards with those little tokens. You know, if you had a bunch of ones in your hand and you want to get them out of your hand before you go to El Paso, you can spend one, grab a card, and toss one out of your hand. You have your little player board that can upgrade actions, and you will be taking those tokens off once you do get to El Paso and you sell your cows. Um, every time you get there, you also will grab this orange cow. I forget what kind of cow it was again, but you grab it, and that deck is the timer of the game. So I think in a two-player game, which I was teaching, there's only 9 cards in there. So basically, you will have both together gone around 10 times to get to El Paso because once the ninth person has grabbed that card, the next person goes around and ends the game, kind of thing, or once they get to El Paso. Now, the buildings are a bit different. In the big game, you all have your own buildings that you build. These ones are collectively, like you will build them from just a collective market. And you will build, and if you end up upgrading, they will go back into the market. So now these buildings are quite juicy too. Some of them will give you free workers, some will let you sell your one value cow for $3, which is a lot because money is so tight in this game, and maybe less in this game as opposed to the big game, but it's still quite important to get money because you don't get your money from your cows anymore. You only get that straight $5. But the actions on the buildings are similar. Like you can sell different colored cows for like $2 normally, and then you can hire workers, you can purchase cows and things like that. And they're all worth points. Now, the one really cool thing that I really like in this game is how you hire um, different workers. You hire them from a building, but they go into your tableau and they stay in your tableau until you have used them for work. So if I wanted to go purchase cows, I need to use my cowboys to do that. Then they go into my discard. They don't go away like in the big game, typically when you have to play them like in the little train area there, they're gone forever. These ones go back in your deck and they will come back to you. So as you're grabbing more cards to fill up your hand for cows at the end of your turn, if you grab workers, they just go into your tableau and you keep grabbing cards until you get to your hand limit of cows. So that I thought was really neat because the value of purchasing or hiring these people is expensive, but it's kind of like a long game, um, like a strategy because I want to build up a whole bunch of cowboys so that I can buy a whole bunch of those high expensive cows. Um, The engineers in this one are a little bit different too. Instead of moving a train around the track, you don't have that in this one. You just have these little train cards. Depending on how many engineers you have, you get to do the action on the train cards. And those will give you your bonus tokens and your end game little tokens. So that's kind of like your contracts, I think that they were called in the other one. And you can gather a bunch of these, and you don't get negative points for not fulfilling them like you do in the big game. So you can really, gather up a bunch of points that way. I just really love this. They did a really good job of making this a quicker version. Now the two guys that played it that I taught, they still prefer the big game. Um, I prefer them in different ways. If I'm wanting to play a heavy, sit down 3 to 4 hour game, I will play that one. But if I don't have the time, but I still kind of want the crunch of Great Western Trail, I'm going to pull this one out. I really like it. And I'm really impressed with how they designed it and kind of changed some of the things around to make it a quicker version, but still kind of unique in its own way. And that's my number 5, El Paso. Love it.
Nice. Yeah, that's a cool looking game. I don't know
Yeah.
if I love cloth board
Yeah,
base.
it's I
Like I
mean,
might like it better if I had like a little ironing board first.
well, I stuck it under like a big giant book as soon as I got it to
Yeah.
flatten it out because I didn't feel like ironing it.
Yeah, no
And that
kidding.
helped quite a bit.
Wonderful.